Hey everybody, it's your boy Chris, aka Young Money Christ, coming at you with another video for you here today. I'm trying out a few different things using my iPhone camera and my GoPro camera. Anyway, it is already kind of late. I'm breaking daylight because it's been another busy day. I had class today. What can I say? Just gotta get better with organizing my time. But yeah, got another video for you here today. But also sadly, my data is a little short right now. I have 10% left in my plan and for the next 2 days. So for this video, Pokemon Go is going to take a back seat. Speaking of Pokemon Go, I'm going to interrupt myself really quick. Sorry, Chris, I'm going to let you finish, but the Valentine's Day celebration just went live. Pokemon Go Valentine's Day celebration returns with pink color Pokemon. Gather at Pokeballs and turn on Adventure Sync with the Pokemon Go Valentine's Day celebration features Pokemon that are pink. Beginning February 13th, today, it already went live. It's live right now. Pokemon such as Clefairy, Hoppip, and Lopez will appear more frequently in the wild. Check out more details below. Pink Pokemon such as Clefairy, Hoppip, and Lopez will appear more frequently in the wild. Certain pink Pokemon will hatch more frequently in 7K eggs. Pink Pokemon such as Chansey and Porygon will appear frequently in raid battles. Lore modules last 6 hours for the duration of the event. So okay, I wasn't too thrilled about this because it's only pink Pokemon. There's nothing that special about them, with the exception of Chansey and Porygon being in raids. Definitely want to hit those so I can get a better Blissey, and I still need to get Porygon Z. Besides that, since Love Disc is more common in the wild, you could possibly find a shiny Love Disc, so we'll do some shiny hunting for that on top of our shiny hunting with Meltan already. But lore modules last 6 hours and double catch candy from the 13th to the 21st. We're gonna be on top of this. I said Pokemon Go is gonna take the back seat for this video, and it still is. I just really wanted to go over this because aside from pink Pokemon, this is actually pretty exciting. Again, wasn't too thrilled about it because I don't really care about getting more Love Disc or Clefairy or Hoppip or Slowpoke, but 6 hour lore modules and double candy for this entire event. Like, I'm checking it now, you guys can see it right now. It's during the entire event from the 13th to the 21st. We have full days. This is gonna be you can shiny hunt with lures lasting up to 6 hours at night and grind for double candy, and that includes raids. Well, I assume that would include raids as well. You can, yeah, because it's catch, yeah. You get double catch candy. So you can also get double catch candy for Chansey and Porygon to get closer to getting better Blissies and Porygon Zs. So, not a bad event. Gotta say, not bad. It's not a bad idea for Valentine's Day. Anyway, back to what I was saying earlier. Especially since we're gonna get our attack form Deoxys tomorrow. So, really excited about that, but we have to take it a little easy on our Pokemon hunting today. Besides, the lunar event is now over. It ended today at 4, and I couldn't get any good grinding in time. So, nonetheless, I want to talk about fitness. I don't think I've put in enough time to really talk about fitness on this channel. It's obviously a part of this channel, and for those of you that have been watching so far, all 5 of you, hi Dad. For those of you who have been watching, you recognize that this channel isn't completely based off one niche. Sure, I like to record and talk a lot about Pokemon Go, as well as I touch a little bit on fitness and skateboarding, but it's all my lifestyle, it's all me, and my lifestyle consists of those different things, so I like to touch on those different things. So with that, not everything I'm going to cover in these videos, or it's about everything that I'm going to cover in these videos is going to be just my opinions. Nothing that I go over is textbook necessarily. Sure, I do a lot of research between whatever I talk about in Pokemon Go, as well as in fitness or in skating. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions and their own methods of doing things in those areas. There is no spoon. There is not one way of doing things. So this isn't me giving advice or tips on anything having to do with those areas. It's just following me and my journey with that. So anything I ever cover with Pokemon Go, aside from just news, actual factual information with the game, as far as just strategies, it's really just the best thing I can give you from research I do. Is what I specifically do is not necessarily what you should do, as far as any of those things go. Just a disclaimer, I guess. So especially with fitness, people are going to be entitled to their own opinions about how they go about their training and their nutrition and whatnot. But nonetheless, I want to go over those things in the future anyway, and I especially want to talk about it in this video. And also, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not a CrossFitter, I'm not a triathlete, I'm not even an athlete. I don't compete in any sort of physical activity. Everything I do is for my own desire and physical health, and I'm just going to go over my goals and my practices in this video. That's really just what I wanted to talk about today, because I haven't really gone into it, even though I've already shown you guys workouts I do and muscle groups without giving them any context as to how I go about my training and nutrition. So that's all I really want to talk about today. So yeah, like I said, I'm not an athlete. I'm not a physical therapist. In fact, I'm in school now, and I'm definitely not going to school for health and fitness. I'm going in school for business and entrepreneurship. Just putting that out there, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I want to talk about health and fitness. So, like I said, I'm not an athlete. I don't focus on powerlifting. I don't focus on bodybuilding or CrossFit. Or triathlons. I kind of do a little bit of everything, mostly weight training, and I focus mainly on hypertrophy as well as powerlifting weight training. So, my regular schedule, or my schedule right now, because I'm in a bulking phase, I've been trying to gain weight and really gain mass and strength. So right now, my muscle groups are as such. On Monday and Thursday, we get chest and tri, so hitting chest and tricep workouts. Typically on Monday we'll do our hypertrophy workouts. So hypertrophy is everything focusing on muscle growth. That's when we'll have workouts where we will do higher rep ranges, slightly lower weight ranges, and really focus on eccentric and isometric contractions. Really try to make all of our reps as inefficient as possible. Try to have slow reps while still keeping the weight high enough to keep it as intense as possible. Really focusing on making all of our reps as intense as possible, and trying to do as many reps as possible to focus on muscle growth and endurance. On the powerlifting side, we'll do the same muscle group, but focusing on exercises that will have low rep ranges and higher weights. Also, first and foremost, with everything I do, form and range of motion is key. You'll see every now and then we'll do half reps and into full reps, mostly for like back and bi stuff, sometimes triceps, but normally we focus on having a full range of motion to maintain our flexibility with weight training, regardless as to whether or not we're doing hypertrophy workouts or powerlifting workouts. The only thing is that when we're focusing on hypertrophy, we're trying to pump out more reps, more sets, and make those reps as difficult and as intense as possible. Whereas with powerlifting, we want to focus on our strength and try to move as much heavy weight as possible, lowering our rep ranges to really focus on pushing heavier and heavier weight. Again, focusing on our strength on those days. Tuesday and Friday, we do back and bi. Again, hypertrophy in the beginning of the week, powerlifting at the end of the week. And then Wednesday and Sunday, Wednesday we do our shoulders and abs. And I will alternate week by week for hypertrophy and powerlifting. Today we did a powerlifting shoulder and ab workout. I couldn't record it because I couldn't get anyone to go with me, but the workout is in the description, so you guys can check that out. And we always do leg day on Sundays, again alternating between hypertrophy and powerlifting week by week. Now, hold on, Chris, you're doing upper body 4 days a week and only doing legs 1 day a week? Looking to get chicken legs, right? Not at all. Everything I do is focused on getting the best versatility in my health and everything that I do. So I start off every workout with 5 minutes on the treadmill. I'll start low and work my way up normally to 9 miles an hour at a 25% incline. And on top of that, I skate every day. So I have 1 day a week I do strength training on legs and muscular endurance strength and muscular endurance weight training on legs. But for the entire week, I am still training my legs between running and skating. That's just my way of compensating for that. And I've also even done weighted cardio, especially during my cutting. We do a different schedule, but for now we are focusing on bulk. And with that, so just a few tips, or here's what I do for a bulk. Aside from following this training regimen and in that schedule, I maintain a caloric incline of around 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. I work that in normally with having 5 meals a day, sometimes 1 or 2 of which will be supplemented with protein shakes. I easily have a protein shake or 2 every single day. I'll normally have a protein shake 30 minutes before I go to bed. That's a little tip to get a testosterone boost in men in your sleep, that your body is finishing processing that protein that you get. You don't want to drink it too early before bed because, I mean, come on, then it's not going to get digested. But yeah, that's what I do. And as far as my macros, consistently for bulk, it's been 40-40 between protein and carbs and 20% fat. That's been the consistent thing with my macros normally. Sometimes I'll be a little bit off. I have some off days where I'm just trying to get as many calories in as possible, and I'm short on cash or time, and I just have to stop somewhere and eat something. Happens. You can cheat every now and then, but the point is to stay as consistent as possible. If it's every now and then, say like 1 day in, I don't know, a week or 2, 1 day in a month, that's not too bad as long as you make sure to stay on top of it and stay strict, especially if you're in a bulk. It's a little bit easier to get away with, but don't think that you can just get away with it. Don't use bulking ever as an excuse to stay out of your nutritional plan. You want to have a nutritional lifestyle. I don't believe in doing diets or anything like that. I try to maintain a healthy lifestyle with everything I do between my workouts and what I eat. One of these days I do want to do a video on a full day of eating as well as doing a meal prep. I'll say that for a different time. Besides that, my supplements, I take 1 chromium picolinate a day for my glucose utilization. Vitamin C, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Multivitamins, morning and night. And one of my favorites, omega-3s, essential, I'd say, for joint health, whether you're doing cardiovascular training or weight training. I take vegetarian flaxseed oil based omega-3s, again, morning and night, along with my vitamins. Aside from that, the only thing I really supplement with is protein, as well as I take a pre-workout. I tend to mix up my pre-workout. I'll get a different one after every tub I'll go through. My favorite, well, I think I'll do a whole other supplement video to go into like my favorite brands, because I'm already like quite a few minutes into this and I don't want to keep rambling on about. I can talk about supplements forever. I do take creatine. I mainly recommend creatine if you are doing strength training, if you're doing weightlifting. It's not essential. It's totally optional. But there is a little bit of controversy about creatine, I guess. But a lot of people are really strong believers in it, and I take it. The only issue with creatine is that it can have some negative repercussions if you don't stay hydrated. Honestly, I don't recommend taking creatine if you are not responsible with your hydration. You should be responsible with your hydration in general, but hydration is very vital if you are taking creatine. The way creatine works is that it stores water and glycogen in the muscles. Obviously, with that, your body will feel the need to have more water, and you will start having muscle cramps if you do not drink enough water, because your muscles feel like they are void of oxygen, and it is a lot easier to get dehydrated when you are on creatine. So with that, I tend to drink about 4 liters of water a day. I'll sometimes drink even more if I'm fasting. Last summer, I did intermittent fasting for my cut. Again, I'll get more into cutting or shredding or whatever. When that comes, we're going to be bulking for another month or so. Also, I didn't even talk about where I'm at and how my journey has been. So I have been doing weightlifting for about a year and a half now. I started getting into weightlifting my senior year of high school. In 2017, I took a weight training class, but I didn't really know much about weight training. That was my introduction to it. Before that, I always just did calisthenic training that I learned from doing like martial arts and stuff in parkour or gymnastics and swimming and stuff when I was a kid. I was never really much of an athlete as a kid, but I always liked being fit, and I always was a fit kid. But yeah, I got into weight training in high school towards the end. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really know how to go about what was the difference. I didn't know what hypertrophy meant and the differences in the different types of hypertrophy. I didn't know how powerlifting worked. I didn't really know anything besides what I didn't know anything near to what I know now. That doesn't make sense, but you get it. I started consistently doing weight training summer of 2017. And now we are coming towards the end of the winter of 2019. So about a year and a half, I'd say. Almost 2 years. It'd be approximately 2 years and a few months. When I started, I want to say I was at around 140. Not too lean, probably like 25-30% fat. Weighing in at 140. I bulked my way up all the way to 180 with about the same body fat percentage, if not a little bit less, maybe 20-25, which is about where I'm at now. Then I cut again, I cut back down to 140 last summer. And I was down to about 10-15% body fat at 140, so I was definitely bigger in lean muscle, but smaller, obviously. And since then, I have bulked up to 160 and still bulking and maintaining 20% body fat. I'd say at most 25% body fat. So that's where I'm at right now, and the goal, my overall goal in fitness is really just to be the best I can be, to really be the most versatily fit. I don't focus in any niche with bodybuilding or CrossFit or triathlon training or powerlifting. I like doing a little bit of everything. I like to keep my body as versatilely fit as possible. So that's why I switch up between hypertrophy and powerlifting, and I also do a little bit of cardio as well as calisthenics into my training. I like doing body weight training and weightlifting, along with running, skating, swimming. I like to do a little bit of everything. So regardless as to what you do, you can possibly take a little bit out of what I do, regardless as to what you might focus in. I'd say I'm closer to focusing in a more bodybuilding, powerlifting area. Let's say more bodybuilding, really. Because I don't really focus on, I really only do powerlifting when I'm bulking. You'll see when we do shredding, we're gonna do a lot more cardio and a lot more calisthenic training, a lot more body weight training. But even so, I'd say I probably appeal the least to CrossFitters and triathletes. I guess that's all you really need to know. about my fitness goals and practices. I can't really remember too many maxes. It's been a little bit. I know for one on flat bench, my highest max has been 205, and I'm going to try to go up to 215 or higher pretty soon. Incline bench, I never gone past like 180 or 185. Shoulder press, I want to say 270, I want to say. Nah, that sounds too high. Maybe more like 235. And I can't say I've actually recorded PRs on deadlifts and squats yet, so I really want to do that soon. So yeah, I'll definitely update on a different video about my maxes, because I'd really want to do that soon anyway. But I think that's everything I can go over in my fitness diary, aside from like my opinions on supplementation. I can go more into that in a different video, talk about like my favorite supplements and brands and stuff like that. I'm not going to delve into it too much. I've already been talking for like 15 minutes. So, yeah. Didn't do much in this video today, but got to talk about a lot of that stuff. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Links are in the description for our main channel. I'm playing BioShock right now and my walkthrough, so you can check that out, as well as we have our my Twitch channel, our Patreon, and all of our social media outlets. Be sure to follow us there if you want to keep up with me and with fantastic productions and everything we've gotten going on. And with that, how are you living your life, and how can you be living even better? Again, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.